Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a brand new series on the channel. This is going to be F1 2016 online career mode with me and my friend Will. He doesn't really want to have live commentary, so hopefully you guys understand. It's going to be me commentating over the action here today. And the team we have chosen here today is Haas. So hopefully got our fingers crossed that we can have a good race today here in Australia for the first race of the season. Hopefully in the future I'll be showing you guys my point of view, Will's point of view, a bit of qualifying as well. I'm hoping to edit over time, but Will only realised sort of halfway through this race that maybe it'd be a good idea to record his point of view. But as you can see, we didn't really qualify very well. We both qualified on the back row of the grid. This is on PC, by the way, so we're really sort of getting used to it. Will's had it on a couple of days on PC, so he's got a few more hours than me. This is my first ever race on F1 2016 PC, so I'm definitely getting used to it. Down the inside into the turn number 2. Is it all very close stuff here between me and Julian Palmer? Side by side stuff. Can we go around the outside of him? Yes, we have. Up into 17th position now. Rio Harriento is the car in front. So Will didn't manage to get quite as good a start as me. And you can see the weird glitch already on the game. If you look sort of in the middle of the screen and slightly up, you can see sort of that little sort of weird box with the checkered flag in it. I'm not really sure what's happening there, like, to be perfectly honest. That is just really strange. I've never seen that in an F1 game before, sort of just a random sort of bit of the HUD just sort of glitching out in the middle of the screen. So very weird. Once again, obviously not everything has been fixed before the game's launched. Obviously we understand it's going to be very tough to get every little glitch sorted, and obviously they won't realise certain things until the game's actually out. But a little bit strange. I haven't seen it before, so I just thought I'd point it out to you guys. Anyway, if we just update what's happening on Will's race here, he's actually had a bit of a crash with Julian Palmer. They were going side by side, I think, and Julian Palmer hit the side of him, and Will managed to spin around, and Palmer lost a lot of time as well. But that's tough for Will because he's actually really outpaced me so far in the racing. So that's really tough for him to actually have a little mistake there. I think in qualifying he had a decent... Did he have a decent lap? I can't remember now. I think he was definitely faster than me in qualifying, but then I had to sort of get my control sorted out like halfway around the lap, which was a little bit annoying. So nonetheless, across the line there to finish the first lap of the online career mode, and we're in 17th position behind Rio Harriento. And for anyone wondering, we're currently on expert difficulty, and we want to up it over time. We just need to get used to the game. Obviously for me, jumping onto PC, going back to the wheel, it's very, very tough to get back, you know, used to it once again. And I haven't really got the degree of rotation on the wheel right. You can see here I'm sort of turning a lot through each of the corners, and on the wheel in reality I'm only turning a little bit, so I've got to get the degree of rotation definitely sorted out on the PC, because it's not actually that fun to race with. I mean, it's okay, I can deal with it, but it'll be a much more realistic and a bit more fun, I suppose, if the degree of rotation was realistic to what I was putting into. So obviously we know F1 cars don't have a huge degree of rotation in real life, obviously not as much as other cars, but still, we skip ahead to lap number 3 here. We can see we're closing down Rio Harriento, who's actually had an amazing start. Rio Harriento, in his manner, has managed to fight his way at the 16th position. And I think there's a Renault in front of him as well, which has had a good start as well. It's Kevin Magnussen. Yes, it is. Kevin Magnussen's had a really good start. So, very interesting to see. They're both sort of backmarker cars battling away, you know, with a shot at points here. You can see, I think this queue, or, you know, a couple of cars in front of the queue might actually go up to the points, which is really good to see. Obviously, you guys can, you can hear there's no gameplay sound in the background as we go to overtake Rio Harriento down the main straight here. But there's no gameplay sound, obviously, because Will was talking on Skype with me. So obviously, you guys would you'd hear a bit of the gameplay sound, but you'd mostly hear Will. So that'd be kind of weird for the video. So I'll put a bit of music back there, but let me know what you think. What would you prefer back there? Just silence, music, or a certain type of music? Let me know in the comment section as well. I'm trying to try to improve the video over time. Obviously, you guys can always put your feedback in what you want. Obviously, it's not going to be completely the same as career mode, obviously, because it's going to be a very different type of series. But anyway, you can see we're really closing down Kevin Magnussen here. This is for 15th place here Kevin Magnussen is currently in. And in front of him, we've got a chance to get past Hulkenberg. I think this little group might go up to 11th or 12th. So there's a chance of points if he can get past here, but we know the Haas car is sort of, you know, towards the back of the mid-pack, if that makes any sense. So it definitely doesn't have mega pace, but obviously we know in real life Roman Grosjean had 2 storming races to start off his season, and unfortunately for him, he started to sort of fade away throughout the rest of the season. But you know, fortunately those first couple of races he managed to pick up a couple of points. And my friend Will, obviously I'm doing this career mode with, actually said that, you know, he looked at a little table that if Mercedes weren't in Formula 1, and he realised that Roman Grosjean would have actually got a podium in the second race of the season if Mercedes didn't exist, which is kind of crazy to see that. And it's crazy to see how the results would have all panned out without Mercedes actually in Formula 1. But a nice move there down the inside of Kevin Magnussen. But can we defend it down the main straightaway? Obviously, I think will he have DRS? I don't know whether he's close enough to Hulkenberg. But obviously, as we were behind Magnussen on the DRS detection point, we get the DRS down the main straight. Hulkenberg's 1.4 seconds currently ahead of us here, so it's going to be tough to close him down, obviously, with no DRS, obviously, after this little point here. But Magnussen's going to be right up behind me down the back straightaway. I don't think he is close enough to get the overtake done, and we stay in what was 15th place right now. But this is our pit stop lap here, so you can see we've closed up a little bit to the group in front. This is the group that was in front of the group we were following. So Jenson Button here, you can see just in front, well, just in front, he's about 6 or 7 seconds up the road here. So it's going to be tough to close down here. We've got Rio Haryanto just behind us, so he's going to be looking to try and close down the gap. But let's be honest, he's in probably the worst car in the game. I know in real life the Sauber's the worst car, but in the game right now, the Manor is the worst car, and obviously if you start off your career mode, the Manor is the worst car. So in the game, it's really good to see Rio Haryanto and Pascal Wehrlein really breaking through, battling, for like 15th and 16th place, which is really impressive, obviously, for a car as bad as the Manor. But I think that's what's good about F1 2016. It's a bit more unpredictable than the games in the past. Like, it's not going to be the same guy winning each race, even though it might be in real life. It's nice just to see, more people winning in the game. It might be a Ferrari, it might be a Red Bull, it might even be a Williams from crazy circumstances from time to time. But it's nice to see more that the mid-table teams are battling for podiums, and that the back-end teams are battling for points from time to time, which is great to see. But here we are, pit stop time here on lap number 7, switching from the super softs over to the soft compound tyres. I think the cars behind us, no, actually Rio Haryanto, I think there was switching from the super softs over to the soft, which is a very interesting strategy there from him, obviously going a little bit longer on these tyres. But I made a mistake coming out of the pit lane here. I didn't expect it to sort of let go when it did. I thought it was going to take me around the corner, so I wasn't really concentrating. So bad stuff from me there, not concentrating. Lost me a little bit of time there to the cars in front. Nico Hulkenberg's the car in front. I think he was before the pit stop, but we didn't really have the best in-lap, or, can see this out-lap obviously hasn't gone that well either. So we've actually only just come out ahead of Kevin Magnussen, and that group we were trying to close down before the pit stops has really got a big advantage on us. As you can see here, Hulkenberg is way up the road. Was it 7.2 seconds to Nico Hulkenberg ahead, and Kevin Magnussen is 1.9, less than 2 seconds behind. So if he can get the tyres up to temperature, obviously he's got the tyres up to temperature, we didn't. He would obviously be able to try and close down the gap. And you can see here on the last lap of the race, we're going on to the last lap of the race, the gap between me and Hulkenberg has grown significantly, but the gap to me and Magnussen has stayed very much the same. So on this last lap of the race, I'm coming under pressure from Magnussen. Like, if I make a mistake here, it's all going to go down the drain. On the brakes, through this right hand here, nicely done. Obviously still trying to get used to this car, obviously trying to get used to, using the wheel. It's very different to using the controller. Obviously, if you go from one to the other a lot, it does get a little bit tough to keep adapting to the new style. But nonetheless, I think this has been a pretty good race here in the Haas car, obviously on the expert difficulty. I'm only going to hopefully get better on this game, obviously. And as time goes on, obviously, I'll get better as the driver, get better as the strategy, and hopefully get better as overtakes and all that sort of stuff as well. So fingers crossed, it can only get better this series. So hopefully, guys, with your feedback, it can develop into a really good series, and maybe I can convince Will later on in the series to do some live commentary. We'll see. I'm not too sure whether he would or not, but obviously live commentary would make it a little bit more interesting. Obviously live reactions are always quite funny. In the career mode that I do on my channel, I don't think live commentary maybe would be great, but when there's two people like reacting to each other's incidents and that sort of stuff, it would be quite fun. But just a little update on what Will's race happened. Obviously, he had that accident with Palmer, and I think he had another little mistake, obviously, with someone else, I think, hitting him. So he's actually had a bit of a up and down race, but he's managed to fight through the field, actually, and now he's in 16th place. He's actually got a bit of a curse in this career mode as well, that he obviously does. He says that he has a curse. I think he finished 16th 3 races in a row, then he managed to finally break that in the 4th race of the season, but he's actually going to finish 16th yet again in this co-op career mode. So maybe he should choose his favourite number as 16 for the career mode, because let's be honest, that's all he ever finishes. Just kidding. So there we go, guys. There is the results for the Australian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton got a win. I finished in 14th place. My best lap time was 0.2 of a second slower than Will's, and overall I think our lap times, you can see, we are sort of pretty similar to the cars in front here. You can see Daniel Kvyat out there, Fernando Alonso. we were sort of those sort of lap times. So, you know, if we can string together a perfect race, honestly, I think we have got a chance at points over the next couple of races. So I'll see you guys in a couple of days' time. Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Please remember to leave a comment down below about what you'd like to see changed for the series, whether live comment is really a big deal for the series or not. I'd always appreciate that stuff down below in the comment section. But once again, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this series, guys. It'll be going up every couple of days, not as frequently as the normal career, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new. It's been Alex, and I'm out of here. Goodbye. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like on the video. It's always appreciated. It helps me out grow the channel, which is always awesome. And if you are new to the channel and indeed like the content, please hit subscribe button. It really does show that you're liking the content I'm putting out. Of course, any feedback, any ideas, leave them in the comment section down below. If you're new, remember to go and follow me on Twitter as well. Loads of new stuff going up on there as well, including possible new video ideas and stuff you want to get involved in, maybe open lobbies. Leave it all there over on Twitter. But anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been Alex, I'm out here. Goodbye.